Well, first of all, welcome back to another video, guys. Today's a little bit different. Today we're actually going to talk gear. So for the people that don't know me, I'm a photographer, videographer, creator. So fully freelance, been doing it professionally for about a decade now. And so today, let's talk about what I do when I'm not professionally working. So kind of talking about my everyday carry as a photographer and creator. So kind of a what's in my bag today. So today we'll go through the bag, the gear, and kind of just documenting a regular day in San Francisco. So about to head to the city, go get some coffee, and then we'll talk a little bit more. But this is a day in my life and what's in my bag. So let's head to the city. Okay, so our first stop of our video today is St. Frank Coffee, which is in Russian Hill. So about to go get this coffee, but for now, since today is a what's in my bag video, this is the bag. So this is the On 25-liter tote. So I'll show you guys what's inside, but something that's super subtle and low key and goes well with the fit. That way it doesn't scream like I'm a photographer and I have a shit ton of stuff with me. So this is what I'm using as my camera bag on the daily right now. I'll show you guys how I have it set up later, but this is kind of how I'm walking around these days, with just like a casual carry. That way, you know, I can carry all my gear with me while also not even showing that I'm a photographer. So let's go get this coffee and we're gonna switch over to some photos, and that way we can talk about what camera I'm using for my photos for my everyday carry, and you guys can see, you know, what exact gear I'm using. So let's go get this coffee, let's take some photos. See you guys in a sec. So just got my coffee, which I got a little cappuccino flight. Didn't really know what to expect. It was my first time, kind of just asked for their recommendation, but it was really good. Like the milk that they had was supposedly made out of like 3 different milks, so that was awesome. Anyways, walking around the Russian Hill area, and this is the first item of the bag. We're currently on the Sony RX1R Mark III. So this is something that's like just super small, super compact, like literally the size of my hand. And so this is just something that I can use to just shoot from the hip, and it's just super light, but honestly a very powerful camera for such a small body. So this, like, not to talk too much specs, and because I'm not even really a spec guy, but this is a full frame camera, 61 megapixels. I believe it's the same sensor as the Sony a7R5, so which is one of my main work bodies. But this is just one that I really love, super low key. I got my little Ski keychain on the side. So this is one that I love. You could crop crazy on these, but just a really good tool for documenting daily life, documenting little moments. So just like walking around these streets and, you know, drinking coffee. So this is something that I bring basically everywhere with me. But let's go ahead and get to the next location. Hopefully you guys enjoyed some of those photos, but we're gonna head to North Beach. So we're gonna take some more photos, show you guys what we have going on here, and I'll show you guys this setup. So let me go ahead and take a photo of this so you guys can see it. Let's get on to the next spot, and we'll just keep going deeper and deeper into the bag. So let's get to North Beach and trap around a little bit. But beautiful day in the city. It was super foggy this morning, and oh look, we're about to get a really good photo right here. It was honestly super foggy this morning. That's why I'm wearing a heavy hoodie, super bundled up. But as the Bay Area weather goes, it's pretty warm now. So let's get on to the next spot. All right, so we're here at the next location, and we were originally supposed to go to North Beach, but there was no parking. So we're here like right under the Coit Tower. And so I figured this is probably just a good spot to tell you guys about like why I carry a camera with me every day. I think one of the important things about making progress as a creator, whether that's a photographer or a videographer, is you need to be shooting all the time. And, you know, obviously depending on how seriously or not you want to take it. But for me, as somebody that wanted to get better all the time, I'm literally always carrying a camera. Sorry if you guys can hear the plane in the back, but yeah. And sometimes that means carrying gear that's the most convenient for you. So for some people, it's the Osmo Pocket. For other people, it's like me, it's the FX3 and like 1 or 2 lenses. So right now, you guys are watching me from a Sony FX3 and a 24-70. And so that's kind of what we've been using for all of like the B-roll shots and everything that's a little bit more detailed. And in my bag, I have with me a Laowa 10mm. So I have a Laowa 10mm with me. We're gonna switch to that and I'll show you guys what this looks like. All right, so basically right now, you guys see me on the 24-70 at 24. Everything is like, it's a decently wide shot. You can kind of see a good amount. But when I switch over to this 10mm, which is kind of what I use for, honestly, most of my vlogs, this is what it looks like. So give me 1 second. All right, so we've switched lenses and clearly you can kind of see it's a really big difference. One big difference is I don't have this on, or I don't have a ND filter on this, so it's a little bit bright in the background, but if we spin around this way, lighting's a little bit better. Everything's super wide, like there's a whole boat in the back and you can't see it. Oh, there you go, right there. But it's hard to see on a lens like this just because everything is super wide. It's not as compressed of an image. This hill is kicking my ass. But this is the lens that I use for daily vlogging, and you guys can kind of see why. Very wide, but kind of produces a cool image. I'll show you guys a little bit more of what this footage looks like with this lens on here, and you guys can kind of see. But really cool for environment shots and kind of placing yourself in the scene. So let me show you exactly what this means, but it makes the world look a little bit bigger because this is such a wide lens. So let's take my out of shape ass up this hill and get to this little tower. All right, so as you guys can probably see, very wide lens. You can kind of see everything that you need. Quite tower in the back, full body. So very much a wide lens, but let me get out of the way because people are coming. So as you guys can see, it's a little bit of a different vibe with this lens. So very much wide, very much a little bit weirder, but the perfect lens for vlogging. So this is the Laowa 10mm. I'll show you guys what the setup looks like. So right now we're filming with the Sony FX3, which I use for all of my professional work as well as these vlogs. And so this is what it looks like. Here's your boy. And so as you can see on top, we have the DJI wireless mic receiver. And so I'm wearing the mic under here. That way it's a little bit more inconspicuous, not super in the way. This is a pretty good spot to show you guys the actual bag. Again, this is the On 25-liter tote. And then as I was showing you guys earlier, we have the 24-70, which we're using on this camera. So this is what I'm using for all of the B-roll, all of the tighter shots. And so we have this is a 24-70 G Master 2, as well as a ND filter on it. So kind of just gives your lens some sunglasses to wear. And then as I was saying earlier, this is the Sony RX1R Mark III, but we have all kinds of stuff in the bag. So in the bag, there's these pockets. And so this is kind of my essentials pocket where I kind of have everything else that I need. So I have my film camera, just wanting to create without the pressure of digital and just like having it be a little bit slower. So this is the Nikon 35 Ti. And so right now I have a roll of Kodak Gold 200 in here and an extra roll just in case I need it. So we're like halfway through this roll, always keeping one roll on me just in case. I have a couple extra batteries, 1 battery, 2 batteries, 3 batteries. These are all the small rig batteries. It's my first time using a third-party battery, but the cool thing about these ones is you can charge it by USB-C if you need to. So if I'm in the car on my way to a shoot and I realize one of my batteries isn't charged, at least I can, at least I can charge it up in the car. Speaking of chargers, I have a charger in here just in case. So you never know when you need your phone charger. This one is from Costco, actually. This is the Anchor one. So plenty of ports on here and a USB-C cable, also perfect for charging these bad boys up. Kind of just the essential things that you need, as well as a couple of different mics. So the mics that you guys are listening to me on, which is the DJI mics, and then in the same pouch I have a Sony ECM M1 mic. So this is the other mic that I use for vlogging, very discreet. That's kind of the main things that I have in here. So this is like what I use for daily creating. And oh, I also have my notebook in here. So this is the notebook that I carry with me kind of everywhere. And this is just in case I come up with any ideas. I'm very much a pen and paper kind of guy. Sorry, I think I might have been out of focus the entire time, but yeah, pen and paper kind of guy. So if I ever have any ideas, this is what I'm writing in. The main thing that makes this camera bag possible is I have this camera cube insert. So you can't see it, it's not really focusing, but it's a camera cube that keeps everything organized. So right now I have the RX1R in here, the 24-70, and I have this pouch where I could put other batteries if the other totes that I'm using, if it doesn't have like a extra pocket. Thankfully, this one has an extra pocket, but you can kind of see this would give the tote bag so much more structure, because this is just kind of floppy, but if it's this little camera insert fits in perfectly. And so thankfully this insert is like what you can kind of use to make it more of a lifestyle bag rather than, you know, just using all the photography bags, which, you know, there's a time and place for that, but for regular day creating, this is perfect. So that's what's in my bag for today, and it's such a beautiful day out. So let's continue to just like keep creating. Wow, lighting is so much better on this side, but we're gonna walk around, hopefully get some pizza or something, but kind of just a day off and enjoying the city. One thing that I promised myself was I would try to take, if possible, I would try to take one day a week to just kind of enjoy myself and slow down a little bit, which is funny because like I'm still making this video and working, but I have a bad habit of not taking any breaks, but this to me is considered a break. So very beautiful day out, and that is what's in my camera bag for an ordinary day in San Francisco. So let's keep exploring a little bit. I'm gonna take out the RX1R and take some photos. That way you guys can see what that looks like, but let's keep the day going. We're lacking because definitely forgot to show you guys a fit check. Obviously we have the on tote, the Sony RX1R, black Yeezy hoodie, Abercrombie camo pants, and then we have the Jordan and Titan 2 collab, which is from, I don't know, maybe like 2020. Here's the kicks, pretty solid. But Titan is a Filipino shoe store from the Philippines, so shout out to them. Amazing company, amazing brand, a brand that I've actually worked with before. But this is the fit. So as you can see, like the bag definitely goes so much better than if I had like the backpack, which honestly makes it look like I'm going on a field trip. This looks like I might just be walking around catching a vibe, which I kind of am today. So I'm really your unemployed homie on a Thursday morning, but this is the fit. Let's go ahead and watch. Look how we get this thumbnail. Maybe look that way. Hey, with the hat. Oh, speaking of hats, Bape hat. And one last thing that I didn't get to show you guys because I was using it is I'm using a, whatchamacallit, a Mantis Pod tripod. So I'll show you guys what that looks like. Another iPhone clip. This is what the tripod looks like. So you can kind of just unfold the legs. You can use it as like a, not a selfie stick, but you can kind of just vlog while holding the stick out. So very compact and low-key, and obviously small enough to fit in this bag. So the whole purpose is to make everything as convenient as possible and, you know, put yourself in a good position to create. So like, you know, the heavier that your gear gets and the more troublesome it is to carry it around, you're not gonna want to create as much. So this entire pack is about keeping it as convenient as possible. Motorcycle gang coming through. But yeah, this is about keeping it as compact and convenient as possible. Everything literally fits in this bag, which you can wear on the shoulder as I've been, or you can hold it like this. Now that we have what's in my bag out of the way. Let's continue with our day. Let's shoot some shit. Let's go create, which is the whole point of this video. I think if I can inspire some of you guys to create a little bit more, then I feel like I've done my job. A lot of this is supposed to be inspirational and aspirational, and you know, maybe a little bit of education and showing you guys like what kind of gear I shoot with, but a lot of this content is supposed to be hopefully to inspire at least one of you guys to shine your light, share your gifts with the world, whether that's photography or something else. So hopefully these videos help at least one of you guys. You know, that's the ultimate goal. So if I can impact at least one of you guys' lives, and then you guys impact other people's lives, and it just becomes this whole domino effect of spreading positivity in the world, that would be amazing. But let's go shoot some shit. Let's go take some photos. I'll see you guys in a second. We have this garlic and clam pizza from Golden Boy Pizza. Hopefully you guys can see it from over there. But this is kind of my way of rewarding myself as someone that works hard, I guess. You know, get a little slice of pizza, make this little video, and keeping these videos fun. So very much a day in my life, very much a what's in my bag, a chill day in the city. So might as well get some pizza from one of my favorite pizza spots. There she is, little garlic and clam vibe. At this point, we're just ore farming with this pizza. Shit's so good. But for the sake of this video, you guys are watching me on the 24 to 70 while I eat my pizza. And I guess to get a little bit deeper, one reason that I make these videos is to document my life. So I'll be able to look back on these little moments where, you know, I had my camera with me and decided to document some parts of my life. So this is part of that. And one day I'm gonna watch this video and be like, dog, what the fuck? Why were you just ore farming in the alleyway? What is ore farming? Like 20 years later. But it's all about the convenience of having tools that you can just create every single day, work on your framing, work on your lighting, compositions. Like even now, hopefully this looks cool on camera. I can't see it from here, but with these shadows and everything, these lines, it should look cool. So beautiful day out, beautiful day in San Francisco. Get this fly away from my pizza, but cheers. Well, that's the end of this video. Appreciate you guys spending some time with me, just exploring a little bit of North Beach, a little bit of Russian Hill, getting some coffee, getting some pizza, letting you guys know what's in my bag, but very much a nice day off, and showing you guys what it's like to, you know, take the day off and just shoot around San Francisco. So appreciate you guys as always for watching. Thank you guys for all the love and support. And if you guys have any other questions or want to see me talk about anything gear related or shoot anything in the city or anything in your city, let me know. Need all the recommendations, all the comments, all the questions. So let me know, but appreciate you guys as always. This is impossible without you guys. So love you guys. Mr. You Know Who Shot It, signing out. Go shoot some shit.